Hey guys, Thomas Leroy here. Well, I am happy to be saying goodbye to 2025. Yesterday was pretty decent at a new beginning of the year, and as I understand it, this new year that we've begun yesterday is the beginning of our new book with our new friends, and they're not really, I don't think, that new because we've known them before, and God love them. And what is apparently a new family, a new support system. And it sounds wonderful because I guess they're white people, right? Yay, white power! White power! I'm telling you guys, it doesn't matter what race you are. If you're a smart one, okay, and if you're on the side of light and blah, 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 you look around this world and it's almost like it's just one big damned joke. Endless joke where everywhere you turn there's another ha ha ha, wink wink, nod nod type of thing going on. Think about the Ku Klux Klan. What in hell would possess people to wear hoods where they had great big huge cone heads? What are cone heads? What planet are they from? And why are they into mass consumption? White power! As you know, all this white replaced here everything that was black. All the colors of black, red, orange, yellow, green, the colors of fire and darkness, they've eliminated all that from us and replaced it with white. And all those things of them of darkness that used to be here, they've replaced with them of light, or just white. Makes everything a lot lighter and lighter and better. Better energies, you know. Yeah, chosen whites, yeah. Rage Against the Machine, whatever, I'm a part of it, I think. Something like that. Maybe I'm an agent. I'm an agent of the sky, though, not the other guys. Uh, yeah, isn't that funny? You go back to the Matrix, and Morpheus explains how they thought it was a good idea to burn the sky. Whoa! Did they find out that it was whoa to burn the sky? The fires are extinguished from the sky. Guys, this is the third attempt at making this, and I'm not going to even talk about the enemy at this point because I know that they're supposed to be fading away, disconnected, unable to force themselves and or include themselves with me, and certainly not into my book, the new book that we're entering into, the new story, because the old book it's been finished. Now I know that they may be out there saying "whoa," blah, as they always have. They always do have an excuse or a complaint, something to be angry about, something to say. Oh, it's but then that's what they are. So I am talking about them again, aren't I? I'm looking forward to the time here in the very near future. Excuse me. Where I'll be able to say, I know where they're at in relation to me, and that they're there where I need them to be. In other words, this is going to continue. We're going to continue climbing. Heaven keeps me climbing a little bit every day, so that we're going to get to the point where we probably already are. But right now, they probably still, can convince some of themselves, that if we keep working and like there's a chance or something. But very, very quickly now, very quickly, it's going to come to a point, or rather, we are going to advance. Heaven will advance me to a point where all of the enemies are going to look at me and realize that no, we're gone, we're out of reach, and whatever their hate or weapons or bad stuff that they might send is all now rendered inconsequential. That they themselves, while not inconsequential, okay, because they're part of a picture, let's figuratively speaking, are not going to have the power to coerce the authors, but then, see, the story, the new book, is supposed to be about, oh, it's on easy mode. In other words, the walls are up, and the only thing the enemies can do is die against the walls, because the walls are created in such a way that they feed on the wicked. They feed upon the evil. Whenever they come against the wall, they're going to climb up the wall and do this or that. Well, they've gotten too close, and that wall will drain everything out of them. And then the wall does what? That's right. It grows taller and it grows out. That's how that works. So anyway, which is perfectly plausible, because there's lots of things that feed on the wicked. Think of my friends. Think of my friends. All those birds of the air. I'm very happy today, I think. I've been feeling a great happiness more recently. Each day it seems like I've been waking up better, lighter, with greater ability to believe that there'll be happy times again. I'll be able to be with people that have love and can love. They have that mechanism. They understand it. And they're into being nice to each other. Yep. Happy, shiny people. Michael Stipes will be there, I'm sure. And probably a whole bunch of other smaller gentlemen. Because, all of us guys who get cut down by evil bastards, we got to stick together. Stick to your guns now, boys. We're still going to win this deal. And as I understand, we get it all back. That's what some of the evil people have told me a couple times. Oh, you'll get it all back. And I'm thinking, well, when's that? You mean after we escape and repair and grow and come back down and take you by the hair and cut your head off and suck up everything that's... There can be only one type of Highlander scenario. When's that happen? Because of course, the ideal situation is instead of it all being forced, that there could actually be real conversations. There would have been diplomacy, compromises, perhaps. Willing compromises, rather than, I have the power and I will force you to do what I say. It's like that Puddle of Mud song or something, isn't it? I can't control you. You can't control me. You're not the one for me. Well, I can control you. I can make your life a living hell. I can do all kinds of things to you. We just haven't done it. See, our deal is like peace and love. And I understand that a lot of people, they come and they go through changes, and some of them get angry and some of them just fall in love. But apparently this energy that is us is a catalyst, yes, but also causal, as a catalyst in positive changes, the kind of changes that if they're willing to admit that they need help. Now that is that little teeny tiny bit of humility that I talked about. Then they can go forward with that. You may be walking around going, I feel like I'm burning up, but maybe you're coming clean, But if you don't have enough humility to say, maybe I'm in error in my thinking, maybe this is selfish motivation that I can better, if you program yourself to believe I'm a god or a goddess or whatever you think you are, and I'm perfect, and you believe that if I just lie hard enough, that I will become all these things, regardless of what I do or what my intentions or motivations are, you're an insane person. I listened to one of them the other day, and it was, I don't know if it was a tarot reader or not, but I've been looking at a lot of the enemies who've been trying to say to me, look, I'm your enemy. I'm a tarot reader. Or I had one of them announce the other day, I'm glad I'm a witch. And I'm thinking, well, the birds of the air are glad that you're a witch, I'm sure. Or they don't care. They're just happy to know that there's going to be plenty of food. The more wicked, the better, the way they look at it. They see the wicked multiplying, and they're just all up there going, can you smell it? They're salivating at this point. They're just like, oh man, this is going to be tasty, isn't it? We're going to get our fill for sure. Not looking at me, but looking at all these that have been in connection with me. Food. They're making themselves food. You understand, children? No, I don't have that message. It's all just peace and love. Yeah, it's all peace and love and unity within the body of Christ. Under the Father's protection. In His house. The rest of everybody else, well, oh gosh. It's not as nice. No matter how you play it, no matter how you think you are big or you are powerful or you are this. No, you're not. Did you write this universe? Did you create yourself? What is it the author of the game? Say you're in an electronic game. What is it the author of the game cannot do? As you can tell, we've gone back to standard operating mode. We've gone into war mode, which was supposed to have kicked in about 15 years ago, actually, but for some reason didn't start until just, recently, we'll just say. But basically, it's the same thing as whenever you go after any, destiny-changing character and, you're going after Godzilla or something. You don't attack it with these things like the atom bomb or whatever, because no matter what you do, you're going to grow it. And that's what happens. The more energy that the enemies put towards me, whether it be hate, love, or an attack of some sort, or sending some kind of bad energy or this or that, that's going to be most likely just batted back to them. Just boom, reflected back to them, probably about 10 times stronger. And if it's not, then that's going to be taken by heaven, and it's going to be transmuted into what's needed to build that wall around us that feeds on the wicked and the evil dead, all the things that is evil. Remember the wall? Whenever the evil people come against the wall, whether in droves or not, the wall just simply absorbs all that is to be absorbed from all the animated energies, the energies that animate, just absorbs it. And of course, the carcass falls to the ground, but the wall grows taller and grows out. It feeds upon the wicked. That's the nature of the protection that's being formed around us. But anyway, of course, if it's not feeding the wall and growing the wall, then all their efforts against us and to harm us or hinder us is utilized to what? That's right, make us ascend a little bit more. Every time we're attacked, every time that they try to invade, every time they try to put dirty energy here or worse, or to try to lay a claim or anything like that, heaven looks at it and goes, well, we got to get rid of that. And you know what? Let's go ahead and raise him up a few more steps. And they use these energies and such, and they grow me. And they make us ever more unavailable and inaccessible to all that is the enemy and all those energies and all that they could manifest against us. A great white city, I suppose, with a lot of blue, completely impervious to all things of the darkness, impervious to their attacks, and of course, their emotional and psychological manipulations are the same as a toddler, trying to manipulate us. That's what it does. It comes across like that. Actual, real simple stuff. Very, very, very low level stuff. But now, that doesn't mean that that we don't have emotions, or that we can't respond to them or anything like that. It's just the opposite is true. It's just that we sense, who or what it's coming from. If it was coming from one of my own kind and they were saying ABC, it would mean all that to me. Whereas if it's coming from the other side and they say ABC, it doesn't mean anything to me. It's like, yeah, whatever, it's another show. So yeah, it's again, a lot of the people of my kind are just, it's not that they don't have emotions, it's that they're reserved. They keep that passion contained for letting it out in the appropriate times to utilize it more effectively, efficiently, or just to simply enjoy it in a moment that is correct to do so. And that's what the cool chick reminded me of. That airy thing, cool, high. But things have been better, and I know that there's been a lot of stuff that they've been talking about recently, and I saw where there's lies to explain what's been happening, and they're still, I think, lying about how there's going to be a reconciliation or something between me and anything that's of the darkness. No. Just get over there and stay over there, and we're going to do what we're doing because we're going to continue up. Like I say, heaven's going to continue to have me go up a few more steps every day until we're so far out of reach of the enemy that the enemy they won't even, they're not even going to consider it because that's where we're supposed to be. And whenever people are talking to me about how, you've done the work and you've done that and blah, blah, blah. Look, listen, I'm only re-becoming. Every day that that I receive any of these things is creating this clarity and the rational thought, the logic, the detachment, the aloofness, which is my natural state. Well, yet my emotions are intact and I still have a heart that's full of good love. It's just, I'm you know what? I'm real happy with the fact that it's working out, and that my friends are good friends, and I'm real happy that I think I got to see them again yesterday, and the same ones that I saw like a week ago about out front of a shop on the strip mall. And of course, I'll tell you the truth, yesterday I was just like, felt like I was in the middle of, open ground. Like, I did. I don't know why, but I felt like I was out in the open and I was exposed. I didn't feel like anything was particularly dangerous or anything, but I just had that strange feeling again. And what it was is I wasn't picking up on what it was, which was somebody significant was very close. But I do know that as we progress, this is going to get easier. I think it's going to become natural. And then I'm just going to be able to look over it and say, oh, hey, where you been? Even though I know they've been around quite close. So yes, let's continue to go up. God love you for all the good that you're doing for us and all the help that you're providing. We're returning to the food reduction program, probably the 4th, and that will progress quickly, and we'll be going back towards that zero intake again at some point. If everything's going well, we'll maintain that for a while. And we'll just continue with doing a couple of these other things. It's so weird because, like, I went and got this bed yesterday after suffering for years without a bed, having to suffer with a air mattress. The one I will tell you, one of the reasons, one of the blocks that was being given to me, why invest in this bed if it's going to be sabotaged or infested or something like that, which it shall not be. I've prayed about the bed, and it'll be in this room, and there's not anything going to be done to the bed. It will remain blessed, and the environment in this room will remain blessed instead of, invested with something from some hater who's come into the home while we were out, in which I pray against that as well. But as I continue and I keep feeling stuff fall away, it enables me to move forward more knowingly, as they were saying, more confidently. continue, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to do this so I can at least sleep, and I don't have to wake up every 45 minutes and turn on the air and pump up the mattress again because it's leaking so bad where they've sabotaged and put more holes in it. Does that sound like paranoid? Man, I could tell you stories, and I know it's absolutely true. And I'll tell you again, guilty boys, it don't matter. You think there's no proof of what you've done? I guarantee you there is. Absolutely guarantee you there is. Again, well, let's stay off that subject. But as I continue, I feel like I have all these blocks. It's like, I don't want to spend more money on blah, 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 and I don't want to have to haul da, 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 and these reasons and those, and you know what? I'm getting stuff. I'm going to be a lot more comfortable in my day-to-day, and I know, though, that as I'm doing that, which it'll help as I get a few things that is like, I got to get a camera for one thing, right? But as I go ahead with a few of these things, I know that I'm like going through almost like, well, it's significant and it's needed, almost as though it's token steps, which will bring me into, and this again using their language, alignment with that which is trying to benefit me and help me more, because we're already in alignment, but we'll be more in alignment, and that's what's happening. And so that we will, about the time I've got things a lot more comfortable for myself here in the cell, I'm thinking those predictions of the cash and etc. In other words, the stuff that we need, all those things we need to come together that says, oh yeah, you're more than safe now, and financial stuff, because the story is, it's on easy mode. Money is not going to be a problem. We make money at anything and everything that we do. We don't even have to try. And we can just put out our, we can get out there on the corner and go, hey, everybody, I'm blah, 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 and just, put that cap, put our hat down there, donations welcome. And by the time I'm done talking, I'm going to look down at that hat, and I'm going to see it's full of money. Just full of money. People like it. And so we're not going to have to worry about whether or not we're going to pay the rent or this, that, or another. And after that, I'll have no excuse to not leave this tiresome place. Will I? And I know at that point also that there'll be no reason for any of these to follow me, because there's no reason for that's what's happening. We're going to continue rising, becoming more and more inaccessible to all that is the enemy. Anything that would that's against me in any way we're going to become completely inaccessible to those things. And at that point, there's not going to be any reason for their quote war unquote. And things will go very nicely after that. We'll progress very quickly. God love you all. Heaven love you and bless you and in all that you do for me. All of you who is on my side and for my success and victory. God love you all. Heaven, I pray, blesses you and gives you an extra measure of cheer and helps you and makes your load feel not so darn heavy. And your labors easy. That's what I pray. And thank you so very much for loving us, because we're going to love you. That's for sure. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Happy New Year, my dear friends. Happy New Year, my dear family. Happy, happy, happy New Year. Happy day. Happy month. Happy everything for you. Happy, happy.